All right. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whenever you're watching from the 214 Sports Show, episode 48, the Jake Ferguson episode, um, featuring your co host, TJ Krolitz and Courtney Machani. Joseph Duffy usually joins us every week, is not with us this week. We really hope that you're doing good, Joe. And we can't wait to have you back on next week. But this week, there's not going to be a lot about Dallas sports. We're just going to be talking a little bit about the Rangers, of course, the only team in season right now. But before we get into it, just want to ask you, Courtney, how are you doing after this very busy week that we all had here at the
Man,
214 Sports Show, man?
bro, I'm like my eyes I can't even open my eyes still, bro. Like I'm the when I woke up at like 9:50 or 9:40 and I saw your text and you said, "Oh, let's do it at 11." I said, "Oh, thank God." Because I was just like, bro, I don't even know yesterday how I survived, bro, because I'm telling you, you know how how busy that road can get post 4 in Dallas. It took like 45, 50 minutes to get home. I got home at 4:50 and I had to go work in 10 minutes. So I like just get home,
Yeah. Oh
just
my God.
change in like 2 seconds to go work. I'm over there like a zombie. It's terrible. I ain't even finished all my stuff. I just left at 10. Like it closed at 10. I left at 10. I didn't even care.
Hey.
And I took myself to bed immediately. But after all that, I'm glad it's the best opportunity I could have had. It's probably one of the best moments of the summer for me. And I mean, I was grateful to you and Joe. So
Yeah, it was definitely a highlight. I will say, if you don't know, we were at SEC Media Day this week in Dallas, Texas, for the Omni Hotel, or at the Omni Hotel. It was very very exciting. Of course, we are UT students, UT Austin students now. We should clarify it, being in the SEC. But I, I don't know, man. That the UT beef is always
the
crazy
UT
to
beef
me.
is crazy,
But
bro.
who's the real
I'm
UT?
pretty sure
But
I'm pretty sure it is Tennessee. Like statistically, but I don't care.
well, we don't have to get into the history of that.
Yeah,
We just gotta know
okay.
who's the UT now, and
Nah, exactly.
whatever.
That's the
We're not gonna
important
get
part.
into it.
Exactly.
But it was a very hectic week, but we had a lot of fun. It was awesome to work with my fellow co-host here and to get the connections that we did. It was awesome. It was awesome. Very hectic week. Very very. That's the only way I can really describe it. And yeah, I mean, dude, I don't know how you were able to go and work afterwards. I fell asleep. Yeah, me and Joe, the one day that we came together, we're both kind of from the same area, Frisco area. We were probably stuck on the Dallas North Tollway for at least 75 minutes. I would say it was
Oof.
definitely over an hour. My phone died like
Oof.
halfway through, so me and Joe were both like squinting. Yeah, we were both squinting. We couldn't keep our eyes open either. It's just such a busy day. That was the day Texas was going, so we were running around everywhere. But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean it was crazy, man. I was very happy. We met some really cool people. Sam
for
Acho was
sure.
one of them. I actually met Randall Cobb, former Dallas athlete, but also really known for the Packers,
The
which is
Packers,
not.
sadly.
Yeah, it's
Um,
he's a Cowboys destroyer career wise. He was always really good against us career wise, but
Cowboys.
very nice guy at least. So um,
I
I
met Paul
guess I
Feinbaum in the
congratulate him on
bathroom.
his retirement.
So,
Yeah,
me and him looked at each other in the
that's
bathroom.
surreal, man. Imagine like Nick Saban, dude. Yeah, it could have been
No,
Nick
that would have
Saban
been
too. We were
crazy.
walking by
That would have been crazy.
Nick Saban and
What's his name? Auburn coach. I also saw him in the bathroom. I think it's really,
Hugh Freeze.
yeah, who freed. I think it's really the bathroom where you make the most connections. I think everyone's be in the bathroom, especially old people. If you think
Yeah.
about it, bro, they have to go
Oh
more.
yeah, no, I hear people. You'll be like in a stall or something, and you hear people just talking to each other, and
Talking to each
like
other.
it's just like lounging, just lounging. I'll
Yeah,
tell you
next
what,
time I
man.
go to
I
one of
don't.
those,
I
I'm
don't
just.
like.
I was gonna say next time I go to one,
I
I'm
feel like
stalking the bathroom, bro.
I'm so sick of fancy like hotels, fancy restaurants, whatever. having faucets that just run for like half a second and then it turns off on you, and
Bro,
like the
was
sensors
that
barely work too.
I
Like,
thought I was being an idiot. I really
yeah,
thought I was gonna be an idiot. I thought I didn't know the
nah,
method or
bro.
something like that.
I was,
Okay.
I would be there like, I'd be there, and I'm like, put in my like, I'm going like this, like trying to
Yeah.
start like a campfire or something, like trying to get it to censor me. And I look around, I'm like, am I the only one that's like stupid or something? And
Because
everybody's having the problem. So
by the time I get the soap that's right next to it, it stops. I'm like, okay, cool. And I start it again. I wipe my hands and it stops. I'm just like, okay, bro. And then I'm trying it again, and I'm just like, at this point, I'm just gonna wash. I was there for like a minute. I was really there for a minute, bro, just to get all the soap off my hands. That was terrible, bro.
crazy times, man. Yeah, the Omni fix your bathrooms, especially on the third floor. But anyways, let's get into the on today's date that I like to do. This is for July 20th. I actually put that we're going to do July 20th, 2010. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Yeah. All right. July 20th, 2010 for the Texas Rangers. They defeated the Tigers 8-0. They went to 55-39 on the season. This is the year that they played the Giants in this World Series. David Murphy helped the Rangers with a home run in the second inning, and also Ian Kinsler and Josh Hamilton late in the game padded our lead with also home runs in the ninth inning. Tommy Hunter was the starter, throwing 7 innings, only giving up 3 hits, and obviously not giving up a run because we shut out the Tigers. But I mean, this was the start of kind of a very, very short Rangers power team that was really good. Um, summer on today's dates are always going to be kind of Rangers. I guess I could do like an important free agency signing or something, but I don't think there's anything
Yeah,
this late
especially
into
late
the
July.
off
Nah,
season. Yeah,
I
so
mean, that was a good team. A name that we don't really mention a lot on this podcast is Ian Kinsler. Um, because
Rangers legend. He had a
he
lot
was
of.
actually there. He
Mm-hmm.
was there at the All Star weekend.
Yeah, he was. And he was also there to throw out first pitch. I forget if it was game one or game two for the World Series last year. So it's kind of cool. I think he was also, yeah, he was there also for the parade and such. It's kind of cool seeing him be back in the organization after the years of him trying to kind of destroy his reputation in Arlington.
Yeah,
I think he was the one who said the Tex. No, that was actually Josh. I think Josh Hamilton was the one who said Arlington's not a baseball city, but Ian Kinsler did say did have some actions afterwards that showed that he was definitely very angry at the Rangers organization for trading him. So glad that they got the clarity that they needed, and that that they're all good again. The organization and Ian Kinsler. Could you guess who was a leadoff, by the way, in this game? Who's hitting leadoff?
um, oh shoot, that's a good question. You gotta give me a hint, bro.
Yeah, it's a long time Ranger. Long time Ranger. One of the all time favorites.
Talking about Beltre?
Oh, nah, it's not Beltre. It's not Beltre. You want me to give it to you? Beltre Beltre
Not
came the year afterwards, I believe.
actually didn't know that. I thought he was a part of 2010, 2011. So not
No, he was
Beltre.
only 2011.
My time favorite. And I know there's someone in my head that I know, but I just can't put my finger on his name. Give it to me, give it to
No, no, no. You're good, man. You're good. Take your
me, give it
time.
to me. No, hold on.
Oh,
Let me search up.
you want me to tell you?
If I search up the roster, it won't give me the answer. Hold on,
All right, all right, all right. Yeah, take
because
your time.
I feel like I know who it is. Uh,
There's a lot of this lineup's very very interesting. I will say Chris Davis hitting eighth is such a major throwback. Only hitting 185 is
oh, okay.
very Chris Davis too.
Elvis.
Elvis, that
Is it
is
Elvis?
correct, man. That's
Okay.
correct.
I knew
Yeah,
there was another.
Belcher's best friend.
there's no like Puerto Rican or Dominican. I couldn't remember his name, bro. And I
Good
was
old
like,
Evan Andrews, man, and I believe he's the only player here that's still active in this line in
crazy.
both the lineups for both of these teams. I don't think anyone else is active. Nelson Cruz retired after last year. Everybody's retired. Miguel Cabrera as well. So, yeah, that's pretty crazy. But anyways, uh, let's stop talking about the 2010 Rangers. Let's start talking about. Actually, before going into our segue about the Texas Rangers, I want to talk a little bit about this. We had a list that got dropped, and me and Courtney were talking about it a little bit at SEC Media Day. I believe it was when like Auburn or Kentucky was going, and we were kind of tired of listening to
Yeah,
them. But yeah, the ESPN they ranked the top 100 professional athletes since 2000 in their eyes, and it's a very interesting list. Now, this is a very hard list to make. And you're gonna
easily.
get people who are gonna get angry at your list no matter what with kind of this thing. But it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, and there's some pretty bad moments in here, I think. Um,
There's some terrible moments in here.
there's some terrible moments, and I mean, first of all, I think they got the top three on locks. I think top
Yeah,
three is very good. I think it makes complete sense. Number one's Michael Phelps. Number two is Serena Williams, and number three is Messi. Yeah, yeah, those make sense. Those are both the goats in all
easy.
of their sports, and yeah, I agree with
And
it.
I mean,
Four
you know,
LeBron,
obviously,
five. No,
there's
what are
a.
you gonna say?
I was gonna say there's an argument, obviously, that I guess you could say because soccer is the most popular sport that Messi should have been number one.
Messi
But
should be
I mean,
number
no
one.
one. No, I mean it's an argument. I don't believe that, but I just say like there's no one dominated the sport like Michael Phelps did.
That's
It's not
very
even
true.
close.
Yeah, they have it right here. Key accomplishment record: 28-time Olympic medalist, 23-time
28
Olympic gold
times,
medalist, most gold medals
crazy.
at a single Olympics when he won 8 at Beijing in 2008.
That's
There's a lot
crazy.
of there's a lot of things about the 2008 Beijing Olympics for swimming. I believe they had like some kind of accessory that they were able to wear in those Olympics that made them faster.
Really, I
And
actually never heard that.
that's the only Olympics that was. I can't, don't quote me on it, but I think that was,
We
but
need a
no,
28
it
2008
doesn't take
Olympic.
away any of his work. He was
Nah, for
crazy.
sure.
But anyways, yeah. So LeBron is the first basketball player that comes up. He's number 4. No surprise. Go to basketball,
Obviously,
especially in this century.
21st
I
century.
thought
Yep.
I feel like Tom Brady maybe should have been over him, but not gonna. Brady at 5, not gonna take it away. Roger Federer at 6, Simone Biles at 7, Tiger Woods at 8, Usain Bolt at 9, Kobe Bryant at 10. The top 10's pretty good. Honestly, my only thought is that I don't know about Kobe being top 10, and I think Usain Bolt should be higher. What about you? I'm just,
For the top 10, I
yeah.
mean, obviously, like you said, like Brady should be above LeBron. Like, Brady should definitely be four. I mean, seven Super Bowl rings in a in a place where I feel like it's harder to win a championship in basketball. Seven championship rings is just incredible. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and after top 10, like you said, the Kobe thing is weird because I mean, before Braun came and before LeBron became LeBron, like maybe like let's say 08, 09, Kobe was that best player in the world for like a
He
good,
was 12-time all defense?
but at the same time, he really wasn't the best player in the world until like Shaq left. Because I feel like everyone knows Shaq was the number one guy in the Lakers, so he had like a 5 year span where he was the number one player. And I don't think that's enough to like put him in top 10, especially when we have so many sports. But I mean, when you look at 11 and 12 being both tennis players, and I feel obviously Rafael Nadal and Novak are like legends of their sport.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see why they wouldn't put a tennis player over Kobe. Just because when you hear the word athlete, I don't know. I feel like I don't know
Yeah, and
who
maybe
took his
maybe I'm
number
hating
10
too
spot.
much.
No,
Maybe I'm
I
just
agree
hating
with
too
the
much.
hate.
I'm
Don't
not a
get me
Kobe
wrong.
Bryant hater. I'm not trying to say that I'm a Kobe Bryant hater.
Yeah,
Um, I just don't, I don't know. I don't know exactly why, to be honest. I'm gonna say, keep him at 10, not 5. It's poetic, that's his USA number, so not bad.
10. Yep, that's not
Um,
bad.
but
And
yeah, I just think
they couldn't really
well,
put Novak or Nadal in the top 10. I mean, because it's just like they have so much of a rivalry that
hmm.
you really couldn't put one in the top 10, one in the 11. It's just like I don't know
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good point. Um, but yeah, I think Usain Bolt should be higher. I don't
for
know.
sure,
I just feel like, I mean, dog, like that guy was different, man. I remember the 2008 Olympics and what he
for
did.
sure.
But what we want to do really is talk. There's a main point that I want to talk about, and I tweeted about it, and we talked about it.
Yeah,
Um, there's definitely a big uh, there's definitely a big notice with how they ranked power forwards in the top 2000s or the 2000s.
yeah.
We obviously know that there's a lot of debate about who's the best power forward in NBA history, and or kind of really who's the top three, or the Mount Rushmore or whatever you want to say, because we all know that Tim Duncan's the better player. And again,
Oh
I
yeah,
told you,
and
I told you,
yeah, he did tell me that Tim Duncan. He
Tim
said
Duncan
he put
put him
Tim
on the
Duncan on the
Mavs.
Mavs. He put Dirk on the Spurs. There's some conversations to be had.
People would think that Dirk would have the better career. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
But then it kind of comes to a lot of people think Kevin Garnett's better than Dirk, which is blasphemy.
not
Um,
true.
I think Dirk should be number 2 in the all-time power forward list. Um, but ESPN obviously doesn't think that. They tried to be all cute and stuff again and put Dirk at number 41 because it's like, oh look, it's his number. Cool.
Number, yeah,
And you know what? It's fine with putting Dirk at number 41 for athletes in the 2000s. But when you put Kevin Garnett at 23, we have a problem.
I totally agree.
I don't know what to say.
I I don't. Let me actually read Kevin Garnett's Let me read
Oh, you want to read
his
his bio?
bio.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
his
Because
accomplishments.
yeah, okay. Kevin Garnett, basketball, number 23. Key accomplishments: NBA 75th anniversary team, Basketball Hall of Famer, 2008 NBA champion, 2003-2004 MVP, 2007-08 Defensive Player of the Year, 13-time All-Star, 12-time All-Defense Team, 8-time All-NBA selection, 2003 All-Star Game MVP. Garnett was famously loyal to Minnesota. I mean, okay, so was Dirk, leading the Timberwolves to their first playoff series victories when he piloted them to the 2004 Western Conference Finals. But despite winning his lone MVP award that season, it was in Boston where he would cement himself in history. He and Ray Allen teamed up with Paul Pierce, ushering a new Big Three era in the NBA and led the Celtics to the 2008 title, plus another NBA Finals appearance 2 seasons later. Garnett, blowing anything is possible in the aftermath of the Celtics' Game 6 victory over their arch rivals, has become an undeniable championship moment.
See, look, man, they're
They
putting his
that
anything is possible quote in his bio. That's how little he has.
they put his aura in the bio, bro. That's wild,
They
bro.
put his aura, man.
Now Dirk, right here. For some reason, they made Dirk's key accomplishments shorter, which I find a little weird.
Which
Um,
doesn't make sense. You could put if you're gonna put All Star MVP, you should put Dirk's 3-point shooting championship.
championship because he has NBA
Or his
75th
or his
anniversary
title or
team,
whatever.
Basketball Hall of Famer, 2011 NBA champ, 2011 the Finals MVP, 2006, 2007 MVP, 14-time All Star, 12-time All NBA selection. Nowitzki revolutionized the way the NBA game is played. A pioneer as a sweet shooting 7-footer who thrived as a perimeter threat, but the big German is best remembered for an iconic post move he developed midway through his career. It was the most lethal weapon when Nowitzki shattered soft Euro stereotypes by leading the Dallas Mavericks to their lone title. His one-legged fadeaway is captured on the statue that stands outside the American Airlines Center and has the inscription, "Loyalty never fades away," a nod to Nowitzki's record-setting 21-year run with the franchise. The Dirk Fade, as it's commonly called, is recreated by stars at the league on a regular basis. They
See,
actually talk about his actual play in that
yeah,
script.
yeah.
It kind
And
of shows the
and
history of that.
like I get that some people really really value defense. And so, people can say that Kevin Garnett's better than Dirk, but look, man, he didn't have to leave his team to get a
Exactly.
championship. Not only that, he was a Finals MVP. He's a Finals
MVP.
MVP for garnering one of the best Finals runs of all time.
And they had the
And
same amount of final appearances too.
yeah, they had the same
Like,
amount of Finals appearances. And I just, I don't want to take away what Kevin Garnett has done in his career, but I think a big part about being a generational athlete, which is what this article is about, is how you pave the game forward. And
yeah,
Kevin
literally.
Garnett, great player, defensive player, nobody plays like him anymore. His play set's gone. His play set is considered, useless almost in this
In this era,
game of
yeah.
age, which is if you're good at that play set, you can play in the NBA, but it's not that important. A stretch big, that is super important in today's game.
Super important.
Dirk
Super
was
important.
a pioneer in the stretch big movement. There was not big athletic shooting, centers, forwards, tall players before Dirk came in, and now is generational. Now is you can't be a center and not
I
be able
mean,
to shoot threes almost in this league at this point.
as
And
of
that's
right
what Dirk
now,
Dirk set that forward. Dirk paved that way. And so
it's
I
probably
just,
going to change. But I mean, as of right now, he is the best European basketball player to play in the NBA. Like, it's not even close right now. It's good. I
well,
feel like it's going to
ESPN doesn't
change
think
because
that. They put Nikola Jokic, I think, at
which
25.
is which is wild. I mean,
Uh,
that's also another conversation. I mean,
28, sorry.
Jokic is that guy. Like I said, I feel like it's going to change. I
Three-time
mean, Jokic,
MVP.
obviously, we have Giannis. We have obviously our guy Luca coming in and everything. 1B, obviously, we don't know what's going to happen with him. So obviously, I do know. I don't know if Dirk is going to be there forever, but I'm going to fight. I'm still going to say Dirk is the best European basketball player of all time right now. And I mean, I also, in my same way, I don't think Dirk should have been 23. Like if they switch spots, I would also feel weird about it because I love Dirk, but I don't know if I could put him in the top 23 athletes because the way it just sounds. Obviously, Dirk's stigma is he wasn't an athlete, but
Mm-hmm.
he's just a very good basketball player. I would put Dirk in like the 30s, and I will put KG in like the 40s. But I feel like there's other athletes who could have took both of their spots in that area. Um, but like you said with Kevin Garnett, I mean, obviously Kevin Garnett wasn't no slouch as a shooter. I mean, he was good
Mm-hmm.
at the mid range and everything, and his tenacity and his defense obviously is important. But I don't really know what KG brought to the game. I don't want to have a hot take or anything, but I don't really know what KG brought to the game that is still like really remember except like his tenacity and like his
Yeah,
presence
it's
and his
intensity.
force. Yeah, his intensity.
So
Very good basketball player.
very good
Not
basketball
disrespecting.
player.
No
Yeah,
disrespect
we're
to
not
KG.
we're not trying to diss on this man. We're just dissing on the overrated
Oh,
list.
well, yeah, that list is
Or
crazy.
the list that overrated him. That's what we're trying to say. But anyways, let's go, and as we transition in the Rangers talk, let's get into Pirtle as we always do. Since we did
Just
talk
to
about
say,
basketball,
Beltray made
what'd you
it,
say?
obviously.
Oh yeah.
And
Name
then I think
the Dallas
the other
athletes who
Dallas
made it.
people, Kidd made it. Jason Kidd made it. Depends
Mm-hmm.
what you want to claim Jason Kidd as, but I'm gonna claim him as a Dallas athlete.
Max
Steve Nash
Scherzer
made
was at
it.
46. Steve
Yeah,
Nash at
Scherzer made it.
51. Beltre was 52.
Beltray. I,
Yeah, there
I believe
was
that's all we
some
had.
Dallas
I
representation.
believe that's all we had. So shout out to the Mavericks because unfortunately the Cowboys gonna get uh, not one player on that list. Oh man,
It's so sad, man. It's so sad. Obviously, they did value championships a lot in this list,
in this list,
and
yep.
yeah,
I mean,
there's
CP3
not a
made it,
lot
but I
of
mean, there's no CP3
CP3
equivalent
did
of a
make it, but
Cowboys.
it's kind of hard not to put him in.
Yeah, literally.
He was a hooper back in the day. But anyways, we got Pirtle or screen sharing. Who should be the first? Should we put like keep it on the Timberwolves discourse and do like Carl Anthony
Yeah,
Towns?
yeah. I was about to say.
I
I was
really
literally about
thought
to
he
say
was
that.
gonna like get traded, man.
Damn.
All
Coach
right, so
K
it's a
could
young
snuck in.
guard in the West, not in the Northwest. I want to say the Mavs. I'm
Hardy?
just going out on a limb and saying that it's Jaden Hardy.
Yeah, let's just go Hardy.
That would have been insane.
That was crazy.
So it's a California team or a Suns player,
Okay.
and they're
Um,
young. I want to say like, oh, it's not. It wouldn't be like
is
Austin
it? Oh
Reeves.
no, because he's older than 22. I was gonna say that
It could be
one.
like Bones Highland.
Bones is a
Um,
good one. It's
Not
crazy what's happened
Bones.
to Russ, by the way. I just want to point that out. That's
Oh
wild.
yeah. Russell Westbrook traded to the Utah
Straight to Utah
Jazz, cut by the
Jazz.
Utah Jazz, and signing with the
Um,
Denver Nuggets.
Nuggets.
Um,
Yikes.
yeah, we'll see, man. Yikes. I will say yikes. The
Uh,
Clippers, I feel like this was a move that made the Clippers, Jazz, and Nuggets all worse.
all worse. I agree.
So, all right. But all right, back to the task at hand. I want to say like maybe Davion Mitchell he's shorter than 6'2",
I feel like he is shorter than 6'2". He's
and
not
he's
a big guard.
probably younger. So maybe not.
I mean, older than 23 as 24.
Maybe Grayson Allen.
Grayson Allen won't be bad. Sometimes I always feel like Grayson Allen's old as hell, but he actually might be like.
Grayson Allen's probably a lot older. 28.
Sometimes I think he's like, yeah. Sometimes I think he's like, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, but we do know that they're not a Clipper or a Sun.
Or
They got to be
son.
Kings, Timberwolves. No, not Timberwolves. Sorry, Kings, Lakers, or Warriors.
How old is D'Lo?
Podzewski, D'Lo. He's got to be like. I mean, he was probably like that 2018 Nets. He's got to be at least 29 at this point. 28, 29.
Podzewski, because ain't no way
Last
Podzewski is
year.
older than 23. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, no, you're right. It's 24. They're 24 years old, which would put them right around kind of like the 2018 draft class, I guess. Kind of around
yeah.
there. Um, oh, man. Oh, man. This is tough.
Is Fox is not 6'4", is he?
Ooh. No, this would actually.
It could be
The only
De'Aaron
problem
Fox.
is that he's number 0, right?
Oh, yeah, I haven't even looked at the number this whole time.
Number 5.
Yeah, I
But it
haven't
is
looked
a
at the numbers this
Kings
whole time.
player. That's not good because that's.
It's like the team
So
that
the
we know at least.
6'3", so Malik Monk was the same draft class as De'Aaron Fox. But I don't think he's gonna be. I think it's a couple years further. 6'3". Keegan Murray's is over
Yeah,
6'3".
he's not gonna be in the
I
top
mean, do we
three.
do Davion Mitchell at this point?
Yeah, at
Do
this
we
point, just
try
do
him?
Davion. Yeah, let's try Davion. Oh,
Oh,
Herder.
Kevin Herter. That's a good one. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
Kevin
try
Herder.
Herter.
After that, I don't know. After that, I
Yeah,
don't
well,
know.
I have no. Yeah, this
I have
is the
no clue.
last guess. I have no clue. Let's show silhouette.
I
It's
don't know.
Keon Ellis. You know what? It's Keon Ellis. That's who it's gonna be.
There
Boom!
we
We
go.
got it in
Keon
the last
Ellis.
guess. Keon Ellis.
Keon Ellis, man.
His
That's wild.
crazy rise to fame. Locked up Klay Thompson and Steph Curry in that play-in game. So
Zero
it's pretty
and
crazy.
10. There's a reason why he went 0-10.
All right. Well, let's go into the Texas Rangers. We had the All-Star weekend in Arlington.
Yeah.
And so how was that, Courtney? The traffic get any crazy? Like what it was.
Traffic. Oh, in North Arlington. Yeah. It was pretty crazy. Obviously, like I went the other direction because I wouldn't even try to worry about that because I was just going to Dallas the whole time. But yeah, traffic was pretty bad. From what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could went to an event there, but it is what it is. Shout out to the country singer who sung the national anthem. She did an amazing job. But nah, man, seriously, I hope she gets better in rehab because that was a great performance. But yeah, traffic was pretty bad. But you know, they're getting that area
Hey,
like the ATT. They're getting better at like controlling traffic now.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, because I-30 in Arlington has always been a pain, like really
Always,
bad pain. I feel like.
always.
But yeah, I mean, All Star Weekend, not even weekend, All Star Week, kind of did us a disservice. During those 2 days in Arlington, I think there was not even just the heat index; the actual temperature was over 100 degrees, 102, 103 at around that point. Um, and the
Yeah,
players probably hated that shit.
I would hate that shit.
There's probably a really like I mean come on man I think it kind of did us a disservice. At least the inside ballpark helps a little bit, but I mean it kind of sucks. Mother Nature didn't help us out
Oh,
with giving us maybe just like maybe 90 93, maybe 93 is a high. That might be a little bit better, but
it was
I
like
mean yeah
6:30 and still 100 degrees.
I know it's crazy. But I mean, did you see anything? Did you watch like the home run derby?
I don't. I did watch. I don't think I watched not one thing. I think Home Run Derby was on Wednesday, right?
It was Monday, I think.
Or was it Monday? Okay, yeah, I was
Monday or
working.
Tuesday. Tuesday. No, it was Monday. I think it was
That was
Monday.
actually
Just
Monday.
on EA college football release date.
I ain't gonna lie, that's probably why I Derby. Yeah, it was on Monday. It was on Monday. I definitely know what I was doing that Monday. But I do remember obviously watching the national anthem on Twitter. I saw the winner. I can't remember who won already, but
Teoscar Hernandez
yeah. But I saw that
for
too.
the
I
Dodgers.
kind of followed it on Twitter, but I didn't get to watch it live. Um, yeah. I was playing some EA
Yeah,
football.
I watched it a little bit. I thought, I just watched it for Garcia and he got out pretty quickly, which is I mean, my goodness, he was just. I was watching all the other players, and they were so patient with their pitches. They were making sure they were finding their pitches. Garcia was
And he
just
was
swinging
just
at everything,
swinging
man.
that.
It was like so. It was so Garcia, and he was tiring himself out. He was out pretty quickly, but I mean, at least he didn't do as bad as Pete Alonso. I think he only had like 12 home runs. Garcia ended up with 17 or 18. Teoscar Hernandez almost didn't even make it past the first round. They had new rules this year. I think they just implemented it this year. Pretty interesting. It's not head to head anymore. It's just 8 players go. It's like the 3-point contest. You have 8 contestants, and the top 4 move on, which is kind of interesting. I
For
liked it a
sure.
little bit, but I think that's like 4 years straight now where I've watched a Rangers player just get completely outplayed in the home run derby. Garcia twice now, Seager once, and Gallo once. It just seems like Josh Hamilton really set the standard for Rangers home run derby hitting, and
I
nobody's
just
been
hit
able to
now.
even come close to it
Come,
afterwards. So,
literally.
um,
I just want to say a little bit on the actual game, and I'm not necessarily the actual game, but I know American won, but just on like a player like Paul Skeens. I actually don't even know if I'm actually saying his last name right, but
Paul Skeens, you got it right.
yeah, Paul Skeens. I mean, crazy. I mean, it's like he's one of those players that I think is going to be, or has a little bit of like that Connor Bedard 1B factor to him. Just that you want to watch him pitch. Which he's been compared to, obviously. I think there was an interview where he had, and he was just like, I don't watch basketball, or I don't know who Wemby is really, but
Yeah,
which is crazy. But
I know.
I mean, for him to actually be at the All Star game uh is wild. I know he got one over on Aaron Judge.
Hmm.
So that was pretty cool. Um, Other than that, I didn't really see too much on the All Star game. Obviously, I know American won. But I just find it cool what Paul Skeens is doing. Um, and it's just wild to me that because you just like what we always hear is people being the minors for years and years and years, and it's just wild to me what he's doing.
Yeah, is complete. Just right away, just coming in and dominating. Same as Wyatt Langford. Both of those two have made a case that's just like incredible to see. 'Cause it's not normal in baseball to see them
At
just
all.
rise to their standard that quickly. Um, But I mean, yeah, I guess Corey Seager went 0 for 1. Simeon had a run. He was part of the run and early in the game that helped the AL take the lead. Kirby Yates pitched and got 2 strikeouts in the inning. He dominated, played pretty
Okay.
well. And those are our 3 All Stars. Simeon, of course, starting because Jose Altuve can't take the boos at All Star games anymore, and has always declined his All Star
Declined.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad. I thought it was funny. There's people complaining about Yordan Alvarez getting booed, and it's like,
You're in Arlington. Like,
do you not do you did you not expect it?
yeah.
I just it's just so funny to see people get mad at it. But yeah, I mean, I really do. I like baseball All Star games. It's not. It's they try, and it's a little entertaining. Um, they do. I would say it's definitely the only All Star game that's worth like actually going to.
Yeah. A lot of people say it's the
I'd
best
say,
one that's still happening. Um,
yeah,
and it does provide that unique incentive of home field advantage. I really don't know if that can work in any other sport. A lot of people have mentioned it, like they need to do that for the NFL, they need to do that for the NBA and stuff. I just don't know if it'll work for NFL. Obviously, it won't work because that's on a neutral site. But for the NBA, I just don't know if it'll work because
yeah. Well, they changed it
it's
in the MLB too. I think they made it a different rule. I don't know what it is exactly now, which
is it
kind of
not home field
sucks.
advantage no more?
No more. No more.
Wow,
Unfortunately. I like that rule. I think they changed it. I don't know. Somebody's got to fact check me on it, actually.
we will fact check. Um,
But while Courtney's looking that up, I'll transition to second half baseball.
yeah, go
By
ahead.
the time this episode is uploaded, the Baltimore Orioles will be in town in Arlington, playing the Rangers for a weekend series. Very, very important series. I believe the Orioles are sitting at 58-38, top of the AL East. Um, and the Rangers only 5 games now behind the first place Mariners in the AL West, and only 4 games behind the Astros after winning the series in Houston before the All Star break. We didn't really get to talk about that as well. Um, just before we get into that, Courtney, did you get a fact check?
Yeah, the All Star winner receiving home field advantage was initially a 2-year experiment before being extended. The American League won 11 of the 14 All Star games, and the AL teams won 8 of the series. Does not give me my answer. Um, as of since 2017, the league that wins the All Star game no longer gets home field advantage in the real series. Instead, that advantage is reserved for the pennant-winning team with the better regular season record. Bro, I must have been living under a rock
I didn't know it was
because
2017. That's crazy.
I
I
swear I swear it happened
That's
last
crazy,
year.
man. I like that
I
rule a
swear it
lot.
happened.
People
Yeah,
didn't like it because they're like, oh, it doesn't make sense that it should be the team that deserves it more. But it made it fun, man. It was
that is
fun. I
wild.
think the AL had it like 10 years in a row too, where they won. So
Yeah,
it
that's what
made
I just
it
said.
it made it pretty. I think that's the reason why. I think the AL just went on this crazy run that made it impossible for the NL to ever get home field advantage in the World Series. But yeah, yeah. Anyways, Baltimore Orioles series now coming. Uh, Joe mentioned last week that he believes the second half schedule is easier. I don't know about that, man. I don't know. Uh, there's some tough series here, especially even in July, having the St. Louis series in St. Louis, and then following that up with Boston, Houston, New York, Boston again, Minnesota, Paul Skeens and the Pirates, and then
Oof.
playing in Cleveland, which is number one in the AL Central, dominating this year. It's a tough schedule, man. And
Yeah,
so yeah, I mean, I want to ask you, Courtney, do you this has your mind changed about the Rangers? Do you think they should still sell? They're only 5 games behind of the division. I believe they're still 7 games behind for the wild card, something along those lines. But I mean, do you think that this team should still sell? They're top in the league in payroll right now.
I mean, like you said, I mean they're about to face number one in the East right now, and then like what is this like July, mid July in about a month or so.
Mid
They're,
August, yeah.
yeah, mid August they're finna face the Guardians, which is also the one
Before,
team in their division, and then between that they're facing the Astros, who obviously they have a battle with, and then going to Boston, who is in no slouch either, and also facing the Yankees, who are number two in their division. I
crazy,
mean,
bro.
it's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna really be as easy as Joe said. Now, I think I don't know where I don't know in the first half Joe thought it was necessarily hard. I think it was more like the Rangers waiting to bed than whatever was the schedule.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah.
I gotta see where Joe says it was really tough. But the second half does look pretty strong, especially because teams are really finding their identity now. So if you're
Mm-hmm.
facing a number one team in the middle of the season, they're number one team. You're gonna see that they're number one team for a reason. I mean, obviously some teams fall off a cliff and everything towards the end of the year, but that usually happens toward like September and October and all that. But yeah, it's gonna be a tough one, especially because some of those on the road. It's gonna be a tough one. I don't have good hopes for this team, especially being number one payroll. I don't have good hopes for this team.
Yeah, and 5 games behind in a division really isn't anything at this point of the season. But once
Yeah,
again, if you start the second half with, let's say, getting swept by Baltimore, losing 2 out of 1, and the Mariners win their series or, sweep their opponent, and now you're 7, 8, 9 games behind in the division, not 9, but let's say 7 or 8 starting the second half. Now it's a completely different story. Now it's like, now you're
literally.
treading really dangerous water. So, I think having whatever goes on in the series is going to dictate what I think. I think right now, I think the Rangers. I will change my mind. I think that the Rangers should try to compete. I was reading on Bleacher Report that they think that the Rangers should still sell. They have a bunch of players that are on some, massive payrolls. Our payrolls crazy. Um, but I mean, this is a World Series champion team, and I think there is a good hindsight in the thought of just rebuild for next year and try to go win it again. But I still think that this team, there's a lot of players on this team that are still um, active from last year's team. I think that this team has the experience to go out there and win. I'm starting to see a lot of good trending up, a lot of good trends with the offense. I think that Corey Seager's been hitting better. I think that Simeon's also been hitting better. Same with Heim. Same with Lowe. Langford's finding his stride really well now. And also, I think Evan Carter and Josh Young hopefully can come back before the season ends and hopefully find their stride as well. So I think this is a really good chance for the Rangers. Baltimore kind of had our number in Baltimore just a couple weeks ago, but we swept them. We swept them last year in the playoffs. I think that this team, you know, I think this team remembers that, and hopefully they can
Yeah,
replicate that. So,
yeah.
uh,
it's gonna be a tough couple games, especially obviously like we have to worry about the Astros winning games. We have to worry about the Mariners winning game. On top of that, like I don't know. I don't know. I gotta see how July ends. Like I gotta see
it's
how
really
this
hard. Yeah, it's
Baltimore
really hard
series.
to lose, like watch a team and for them to lose. It's always really
Yeah.
hard to do that. But anyways, anything else you want to say about the Rangers?
I mean, I guess on top of the sell, buy, and compete argument, I
Oh
think
yeah,
I would sell for sure. Like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Um, I feel like I'm competing now. They definitely made everything look viable. They're close to 500, and yeah, they made like a little bit of a comeback. So yeah, I think they need to compete still because nothing's impossible. But I don't know if they're. I still feel like they're trying to really catch back up. I feel like they won't really catch back up to what they really are until we go back to school. So it's really be interested to see how this past month and 3, 4, 5 weeks go.
Yeah, well, I guess we have a different different ideas, or not different ideas, but different opinions on how the Rangers should handle each other going into the trade deadline. For now, I did change
For
my
now, for
mind.
sure.
But other than that, that's going to do it for this episode. I did not expect this episode to go 45 minutes,
For
but that ESPN list had me heated. So, uh, so anyways, we really appreciate you coming and taking the time to listen to us and talk and just hear us yap. Really, man, this was a huge yap session. Not any
for
Dallas
sure.
news really this week, other than of course All Star Week. I gotta keep correcting myself.
Yeah.
But anyways, Courtney, do you want to put in your socials?
Yeah. So Instagram gonna be See Lives a Life, and then Twitter, there's a couple of reposts on there now, so it's not just a dead page. C_Machani, where you can for sure see some recap of SEC Media Day.
All right, and then same here. You can follow me at TJ_Krillowitz on Twitter, TJ.Krillowitz on Instagram. Do you remember Joe's socials?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
gonna change it soon, but Joseph
Yeah, he did. He was
underscore.
about to change it actually. He was like, "Should I take
Yeah,
that
he
99
said it
off, man?"
was.
It's you, man. Yeah, you were bullying him, man. That's the it's
I couldn't
the
let.
it's the
Yeah,
214
man.
effect, man. We were always making fun of him for the 99.
I mean, I'm changing my Instagram too, so it really is a 214 effect, bro. It's gonna be changed soon. But Justin_Duffy 99. That's where you
That's
can
so
follow him
funny.
on both pages. He wasn't original. He made both pages the same underscore. I mean, it's crazy. Oh, and his
Yeah, good for
TikTok
him.
too.
Oh yeah, it's TikTok. It's TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't forget his
So,
TikTok.
anyways, yeah, you can also follow the 214 Sports Show at 214 Sports Show on Instagram, X, and TikTok as well. You can also feel free to like, subscribe, and share both on YouTube and Spotify. That's where we post our weekly podcast at 11 a.m. every Saturday for the summer, at least. And so, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I hope you guys stay cool. Texas heat is no joke when it comes around this time of the year. Um, and yeah, have a great rest of your week. Have a great day. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.